Hello, good morning to everyone. Please, if you can hear me, can I have a confirmation with a yes in the chat box? Kindly type in the chat box for me, yes, if you can hear me.
Good morning.
Great, good morning. All right, nice.
Good morning.
All right, so we are not going to waste too much time. We are going to start straight into our class. Let me see if I can record also from here. What's computer? Okay, I think I can also record from here. All right. So good morning once again and welcome to class for our topic on relationship marketing strategy and entrepreneurship. And we are going to continue with our discussion on how to recognize business opportunities. I think last week we laid a bit of foundation of what exactly we're supposed to be doing. And now we would want to go now to the second stage of what it takes to start a business if you really want to have one. But quickly before I do that, can I have one or two people just confirming for me what you remember from what we did last week? Can I have one or two people? Kindly raise your hand and just remind all of us of what you remember we discussed last week. What do you remember we touched on last week? Please raise your hand and let's talk. Who wants to try? Who is going first? What do you remember from last week?
Please, last week we couldn't meet too.
We didn't meet your class. We met in the morning, oh.
No, sir.
Or last
No,
week?
We
No,
didn't
sir.
meet.
We
We had an
meet.
emergency.
So this is our first time.
Which class did I meet in the morning? I think I met one of the classes, so. Wow. Okay, no worries. So we haven't met at all.
Yes,
We met
sir.
last week, but it was introduction to the course.
Yes, that's what I want us to. That's exactly what I want us to talk about. Whatever I said, whatever I remember that we talked about, I would love that somebody just reminds us of that. What do you remember the introduction, the basic thing that I said? What do you remember that I said? Can anybody tell me?
So you asked us to think like an entrepreneur.
Exactly. And what were the things that we mentioned? So I just want somebody to just recap for me the few things remember I mentioned as far as our basic, very brief introduction that we met was concerned. Can anyone help us, please? I'm waiting. I want to see if anyone remembered exactly what we talked about last time.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Gifty.
Sir, last week we talked about, you said we should think about to be entrepreneurs, and you told us how you've become successful through entrepreneurship.
You said
in the year you joined.
Someone is sick in the house.
No, please raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you want to speak.
I'm talking. He said I should also. And
Yes,
you told
Gifty,
us
go ahead.
how you became. You told us how you became like successful through entrepreneurship. It is a good cause. We shouldn't ignore it. And how we can also make ourselves as entrepreneurs by maybe like the diabetes mellitus cases, those who have a chronic sore and they feel shy to come to the hospital to like clean their wounds. We can arrange or form in groups so that we can always go there to dress for them. And we should take every little opportunity we get. We shouldn't concentrate only on our work, but we should add the entrepreneurship to it because it helps in the basic lives. Thank you. That's what I remember.
Thank you very much, Gifty. So we discussed that a lot about some of these things, and I'm surprised why most people were saying that I didn't say anything. I said a lot, and for me, I think I remember one of the things I was really emphasizing was on the fact that in your profession as health professional, there are so many opportunities, there are so many problems that if you decide to start thinking entrepreneurial, you'll be able to come up with some business idea or something like that. Okay. All right. So let me build on quickly. Quickly, let me just tell you, we don't have too much time today. Let me quickly tell you what we call the entrepreneurial process before I go and talk a bit about the opportunity identification. Please, if you are writing, write it down. There are some of the areas I will not give you notes for it. I will not give you slides. I won't show slides. So be on your feet. Sit down, take a notebook and your pen and start taking notes. Some of the things I will tell you without giving you slides on that. I intentionally do that. So you see, those who are taking attention, making attention, those who are not paying attention. There's something called the entrepreneurial journey or the entrepreneurial process. The entrepreneurial journey or the entrepreneurial process. This is technically somehow how we can explain the processes through which somebody eventually becomes a business owner and start creating wealth. There's a journey you must go. There's a pathway that you must take that would end you to become that entrepreneur you're looking for. The first stage, number one, is for you to decide to become an entrepreneur. The decision to become an entrepreneur. That's the first stage. The second stage is opportunity identification or idea generation. Opportunity identification or idea generation, second stage. The third stage is called feasibility analysis or design thinking. Feasibility analysis or design thinking. The fourth stage is business planning. Business planning. The next stage is sources of financing the business. Sources of financing the business. Sources of financing the business. The next stage is forming the venture team. Forming the venture team. More like it bringing people to work together. Forming the venture team. The next stage is deciding on the form of business ownership structure. Deciding the form of business ownership structure. Deciding the form of business ownership structure. And the final stage is managing your venture, managing the venture. Managing the venture. Managing the venture. Okay. Who got it all? Can somebody help you all?
Yeah, please, the second one, the second point. You said
idea
opportunity.
generation. Opportunity or idea generation. Opportunity identification or idea generation.
The first one.
No, I want somebody to see. I want to see who got it all. I want to see who is paying attention, who is not paying attention. Who can give us?
What is decide to become entrepreneur?
Okay, Alexina, tell us what you got.
The first one is decide to become entrepreneur. The second one, opportunity identification or idea generation. Third one, feasibility analysis or design thinking. Fourth one, business planning. Fifth point, source of financing the business. Sixth point, forming the venture team. Seventh point, deciding the form of business ownership structure. Then the last one is managing the venture.
Very good. Did we all get it?
Yes, sir.
Great. So let me quickly run you through this because that's the foundation. If you are able to understand a little bit of each of these areas I've just mentioned, you would definitely become very successful. You would have gone around to look at all the areas why people fail in their businesses and be able to now take care of it completely. So, somebody can type here. Abigail, why should he type it here? He was mentioning all. All right. So number one is deciding to be an entrepreneur. And now what I'm just saying with this is that as far as this course is concerned, and as far as all of us are here, and as far as you are all health professionals, there are so many things we can do in the health sector. Just yesterday, I had a chance to be with some entrepreneurs that MasterCard project is working on. And don't forget to remind me to be sharing with you all the time that we have these MasterCard projects coming in. And I told you I'm actually part of two projects working on MasterCard Foundation, where the first one is called the Health Collaborative. And the Health Collaborative, the basic idea behind that is that Mastercard Foundation is trying to help health professionals to identify the problems we have in our health sector and bring innovative solutions and products that they are ready to fund. So what they are saying is that if you can identify a problem in the health sector specifically, and then be able to define it and come through our 10 days of business training, we actually have 10 days of deep diving business training, and then you're able to pitch, come up with a business plan, which also we will teach you during the 10 days. They will give you as much as $15,000 to be able to start that business. And for the past 3 years, since 2021 up to today, every single year we give money to people. I think every year we're supposed to give like $250,000 or so to as many people as possible who have come through the program and have some ideas. Okay, so I'll be sharing some of those things with you, and then you'll see which ones you are interested in, and then you can join in. Again, they have free courses, a lot of free courses, including PhD and master's program that are fully funded. All their programs that I'm on currently are fully funded. You don't pay anything for it. You only come in there to come and learn. There's also another one called the Mastercard Income Agri Collaborative. In that one too, they are looking for people in the agri sector, agri processing, from inputs to the final product. What can you identify as a problem in the agri sector? Come up with innovative solutions to solve some of them, and eventually it will give you money to start the business as you want it. And again, I'm also part of that. I'll be sharing a lot of information with you as well. All right. So now there's so much opportunity in there, and it's because people have seen that there are too many problems in that sector. Too many problems. And I don't know if I told you how my father actually died. My father died because of somebody's negligence at Kofanochi. Very basic negligence. My father fell off the bed, the bed that he was sleeping on. His head hit the bedside locker, and then he fell on the ground. Instead of the nurses at the ward at the time to go and take care of him and get him up and just find a way to save his life, they didn't bother. All that they were saying was Mr. Samuel Kasadodo. And Mr. Samuel Kasadodo, they left him die on the floor. He trying to get up by himself. Before they could say Jack, the man was just shaking, vibrating on the floor, and he died. And that's why, for me, I'm so passionate about the issue about health entrepreneurship. I'm so passionate because it's out of our own negligence and our own behaviors. That's why a lot more people are really going into a lot of trouble. So because of the issue that my father went through, because of the negligence and the way that some of us as health professionals will behave in there, I decided to do my PhD in the health sector. I'm a business person, I'm a business student, but I decided to go into the health sector to understand what really are the issues. So my topic for the PhD was total quality management and patient satisfaction, the role of internal marketing and contextual factors. That was my topic. And the whole idea behind my topic was just to see what exactly is the issue. So let me quickly say, if I can show you what I did. And just to buttress the point of what I'm trying to say now. Viva, okay, so let me say PhD Viva. All right. So there's so many issues, so many issues. Where's my PPT? Okay, defense. PhD. Oh, how can't I find this? I said total quality. All right. So I'm trying to find something to show you real quick. Okay, I think I found it. 23rd, 27th. All right. So from what I saw, honestly, if all of us here on the call would try to find a way to work a little bit harder to see what we can do to solve our problems in the health sector, my dear friends, we will one day at a time be able to bring a lot of improvement in our health sector. And my research, I used all the, oh no, this is not mine. Sorry. Let me show you this. Okay, this is fine. Okay, nice. I've seen it. All right, so this was a topic for my PhD. So my topic was total quality management and patient satisfaction in Ghana, role of internal marketing and contextual factors. And the whole idea that I was trying to look out for is that why is it that we can work together in the facility to ensure patients get the best out of their health? And so because of my frustration, because of my pain, this death was so painful to me after spending so much money. My father had cancer of the kidney, so they have to take one of the kidneys off, and part of the urethra also as well. They have to take it off because they were all cancerous. So you can imagine the cost involved. You can imagine the pain to him and the pain to me. You can imagine the frustration and all the things that went around it. So my question is that what exactly is the reason why we can't work together in the facility? And what really hurts me and got me to even think deeper was that this guy was taken to the theater for the surgery, and I actually walked together to the entrance of the theater before they picked him up and they took him to the theater. I couldn't go inside because they didn't allow me to go in. And I remember they entered into the theater around 8:45 a.m. on a very cold Friday morning. So I was sitting in front of the theater waiting to get him come back. And I remember when he was getting, he says, "Kwabena Mekwaba." And I was just hoping that he comes back because I was told that he has 30-70% chance of survival because he had bled before and everything was, the whole body was very cancerous. And this is where I was expecting health professionals to do their job so well so that this guy who said he was going to come back, I would see him again. In fact, I saw him back again. But what happened then was that after about 1.5 hours or 2 hours into the operation, the doctor that I knew who was taking care of this, who was the lead person for the surgery, came out and said that we have to go to Offenso to go and pick up a machine. And I asked him what machine was, and he said, "Please go and get an ambulance. Let us go to Offenso to go and get the machine." So I quickly went to the ambulance section, and fortunately, the head of ambulance at the time was one of our students also. So as soon as I got there, I talked to him, and he gave an ambulance, and quickly, the doctor came to sit in the vehicle and went to Offenso to bring the machine. What machine it was, I don't know. And the question I was asking myself was, so I asked him, "So why didn't we get this machine before we enter into the theater?" The man couldn't answer me. He did not give me an answer. And so my question was that before you went into the theater, didn't we know that we need this machine to go into the theater? And why would you now ask me to go and look for? So assuming that we got to Osfenso, and for whatever reason, somebody else was also using the same machine for another surgery, what would have happened? These were things that were going through my head. So I decided to have my PhD topic in this area. And my dear friends, the result was amazing. It's mind-blowing. And I wish that I did a mixed method where I could have done a quantitative and qualitative. My study centers were all the 5 teaching hospitals: Konfanoche, Kolebu, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Tamale Teaching Hospital, and then what other one? Whole Teaching Hospital, these 5 areas. These were my 5 study centers. And my respondents were frontline workers meaning that anybody who works in a health facility who have direct contact with the patient. So frontline nurses, pharmacists, those who take card, the lab people, anybody who has a frontline duty was one of them. The second one were the people, the management. So those who were not in direct contact with the patient. And then my final respondents were the CEOs. So I actually met all the CEOs of all the 5 teaching hospitals at the time I was conducting my studies. The results were amazing. It was amazing. Look, for example, at one point, these were reportages that were in the media. These are some of the complaints that have come out in the media. So, for example, Tamale Teaching Hospital, women with newborn lie on the floor. Look at the floor. These are images I actually saw online. Look below here. Blood from Konfanoche Hospital tests positive for HIV/AIDS and syphilis. The next one on the right, the agony of a pregnant woman, part 2, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and others exposed in video. All kinds of things. A man 70 years dies after 7 hospitals turned him away due to lack of beds. The nurse that was down here, Ghana Health Services.
Good morning.
Oh, see the thing. Benedicta, I'll send you to please. You are disturbing the class. Kindly mute your microphone. Look down here as well. Ghana Health Services look into Rich Hospital's missing baby saga. I'm sure all of you heard about some of these things. Look up here as well. Whole Teaching Hospital to investigate nurses' verbal abuse on patients. Next, 37 Hospital slapped with over 1 million Ghana cedis for women's deaths in childbirth. These are serious issues, my dear friends. And I did a lot. Look at this video. This video was actually extracted from, I don't know if I can play this video. There's a video that I was going to show you here. In the Tamale Teaching Hospital, health professionals were collecting money from patients, and the patient complained on video, put it on my job online. The results, I tell you, I'll show you my results, and don't worry, you may not understand. I'm just trying to show you something that would confirm what I know. This was my result. This one you will not understand, I know. Can you see my screen? Please say yes.
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 Yes, sir.
So this is my results. Who can interpret this? This is Arabic, right? You can understand this. This is what PhD will do to you. This is PhD for you. But the main idea
The
behind this
spider
whole,
net.
yeah, spider, exactly. But it has deep meaning, very deep meaning. All the result that we saw was that, yes, it is true that most of us in the health facility, we don't work together as a team. And as a result, the person who suffers and those who suffer mostly are the patients directly. Because we are not working together. We are not supporting each other to work well. And there are even situations where, even though your profession says that you should not discriminate, your profession by the patient charter, you are supposed to give the best out to the patient by working together. Many times, we, the professionals, we don't. We don't. And I remember a case that I met at Whole Teaching Hospital where I was told that a medical doctor and two nurses were not in good terms in the hospital. And as a result of that personal issue, a patient came in and they took care of the patient anyhow, and the person died. And the family of the patient, they were ready to sue the hospital, but it was silent because if the hospital was sued, they could not pay. Your profession says that you don't have to discriminate. You must do your work with all professionalism. And I'm sure you know, when you sign your code of conduct or you sign your code of ethics, whatever it is, all those things are spelled out. But how come that we cannot work together to improve our health sector? Of course, some people will say that, yeah, because the government is not giving us resources. Yes, because there are no materials, there are no this, there are no. Of course, I understand. But if you take it upon yourself as an individual, what can you do to be able to improve upon our health delivery system? So I'm teaching this course not because it's been given to me for me to do. I'm teaching it because honestly, I've seen what the problems are and I want to help to solve it. So as part of the thing that I do, as the as part of the thing that I teach, I do as a private consultant, one of the areas that I do a lot of work is in the health sector. So for example, every year, one of the mandates I've put on myself to honor my father for that painful day that he died. Every year, I choose a health facility that I go and give them free customer service training without charging them any money. Every year, I choose one. This year, not last year. This year, I was at the Tandushes Hospital in the around the Wenchi area. I spent 2 days. In fact, I spent 3 days, and I spoke to more than 200 people in the facility. And anybody who works in the hospital will confirm this. Anybody who knows Dr. Ta, who is a medical superintendent in the facility, will tell you. 2 days. And every day I was meeting two groups of people. I'll meet one group from morning till afternoon, and the second group from afternoon to the evening. The same for the 2 days. I was tired. It was stressful. But my dear friends, I didn't charge a penny because I want to honor my father and make sure that we are able to do the right thing. I will say, Krumpel Gumi, my dear friends, we have a lot of duty to do. I am not a health professional, but I've decided to do my part. How can I use my business acumen? How can I use my business mindset to be able to improve upon the health sector? Next year, I'm praying to find out the hospital God wants me to go. I'm praying, and I'm praying that one of you, your hospital will just drop in my mind, and I'll come to you to come and do it for you. I'll do it for free. I don't charge you anything for it. I only come, give me a place to sleep, give me what food to eat, and that's all that I need. My dear friends, all of us here have a lot to do. Somebody's life is in your hand. And God has given you the responsibility, the skill set, the experience, the network to bring peace and joy and love to a family. And I keep saying that from what I learned from this, my research, I've come to realize that today you are taking care of somebody else. Maybe at the same time when you are taking care of somebody else, somebody will be taking care of your mother or your father or your uncle or your brother or your friend somewhere else. So the same way you take care of this person, the same way somebody else will take care of your relative somewhere else. Please, let's just do our best. Now back to entrepreneurship. So I'm just bringing this to you to let you know that I'm not just telling stories. I'm telling you the reality and how I feel what we can do to improve the system. I mean, look at something, for example. When my father's issue came, the first medical laboratory service that we went to, they diagnosed my father wrongly. They told that my father had prostate cancer, but it wasn't true. It was not true. My father was on medication for more than 1 year, 3 months. That's 1 year, that's 14 months. My father was taking prostate cancer medication. It was not true. It was one of the medical doctors, I'll mention is Dr. Eisen, right here in Kumasi King Clinic. He discovered that no, there was something wrong with the father's kidney. So we should go to Kolebu and go and do a detailed lab test to see what it is. It was this guy who helped us to identify that my father's kidney was cancerous. Why couldn't somebody do the right thing? And in fact, what really hurt me was that when we came back to that same facility to then confirm that what you gave us a year ago was wrong and this is the correct one, they could not even apologize. And apparently, the person who gave us the report gave us a wrong report from somebody else's report. That wasn't my father's original report. So I have decided, as a business person, as a consultant, to do my little to help the health system. What can I do? I can only train, I can only encourage, I can only show the way based on what I know. And I'm sure together we can do it right. So please don't take this course just because you want to make marks. Let's take this course as a call to all of us to see what we can do as individuals, not as a group. I'm not concerned about all of us. I'm concerned about you, the individual. What can you do in your own small corner? So once you do yours and I do mine, she does hers, he does hers, together, the group now begin to bring better health services to our country. And that's what I'm looking for. All right. So how do we do this? We can do this by either becoming an intrapreneur or to become an entrepreneur. There are two words here, intrapreneur and an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur path is what I've just shown you. Deciding to become an entrepreneur, finding a business idea or finding a problem and finding a solution to that, doing feasibility analysis or doing your design thinking, developing your business plan, looking for money to finance your business, forming your venture team, and then launch your business and looking for ownership structure. That's the process for entrepreneurship. But at the end of this process, you're able to build a business. You build a business for yourself. The intrapreneur is this same person who works in a facility, but his mindset is that, yes, I've seen that there are problems in this facility. Yes, I've seen that these guys are not talking to each other. Yes, I've seen that our processes are not being adhered to. As a result, patients are getting infected, patients are dying. So now you decide that I'm going to come into my facility to find solutions to the problems that I'm actually identifying in my facility. When that person, that human being, decides to do that, he's called intrapreneur. And this intrapreneur works in the facility and using the resources in the facility to solve the problems in the facility. So the entrepreneur works outside of the facility. He builds his own business from scratch, using his own resources, taking his own risk, finding a way to build a business for himself outside of an organization. But the intrapreneur works inside the facility. He's a worker in there. He's a midwife, he's a nurse, he's a medical doctor, he's a pharmacist, he's an administrator, but he's thinking solution. He's thinking constantly finding solution to the problems in the facility. Both ways, if you do it well, would create wealth for you as an entrepreneur or as an intrapreneur. Both ways. Both ways would create wealth. So what are we doing? We are saying that this course is going to do both for us. But most likely, we are now going to focus our attention more on becoming an entrepreneur, where you find solutions to the problems and still make some money out of that. Okay? Any questions after this point, please? Or if you understand then my situation and you think that what I'm making makes sense, and you are very sure that you and I are going to commit our lives and our profession together to improve upon the health delivery system in this country, please type in the chat box for me, value. Type in the chat box there for me, value. Do it for me right now before I continue. Type in the chat box value. Thank you very much. I'm seeing a lot of that. All right, somebody constant says that please come to Kintampo Municipal Hospital. Pray that the hospital comes in my dream. The name of the hospital comes in my dream. I'll come. Somebody also says that Florence says Gabriel Hospital. Well, I'm still praying. I start praying for the next hospital for the following year from November. I do it November when I do my yearly personal review. I sit down to review my own life, what has gone right, what has gone wrong. When I'm looking for the next year's strategic plan for myself, which maybe one day I'll teach you. Every one of you must review, every one of you must have a personal strategic plan. The same way hospitals and businesses have strategic plan, you as an individual must have a personal strategic plan. I do mine every year in November. I take a full day aside. I don't do anything. Either I'll go and find a hotel the whole day. I get there by 5:36 a.m. in the morning. I stay there the whole day. I just pay for a room. Stay there the whole day. And what I'm doing is that I'm reviewing the previous year, what has gone right, what has gone wrong, and all those ones. And then I think about what can I do in the following year. That is the day I decide which hospital that I go to. One day I'll teach you that. I'm going to teach you that one day very soon. All right, I think I saw Gloria. Your hand was up. Do you have a question on that? All right. Nadoli Hospital. Nadoli, they're quite well. Let's see what happens. All right, Tachima Hospital. Tachima, you have too many. Come to Begro district. Where is Begro? Where is Begro? I don't know where Begro is. So
In the Eastern region.
The Eastern region. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And Abigail also says Sunyani Teaching Hospital. Oh, Sunyani. Sunyani people, look, I'm sure you know Dr. Tara from the Town District Hospital. Just talk to him about me. He will mention my name to you. It was an amazing time. Sunyani Teaching Hospital again. And Castle Hospital, Mamprobi, Accra. Okay. Just pray that Salvation Army Hospital, Atua Government Hospital. Oh, where's Atua? Wow, interesting name. In some government
Atua. It's also in the Eastern region.
Eastern region. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. I'm just praying that your hospital, any hospital that I want to come to. In fact, what happened is this. Just off record. I don't know what has happened to me, and I don't know if I dedicated this to my father, and that's what's happening to me. Anytime that I decide to pray about which hospital that I go, honestly, for the past 4 years, I have a dream of a name of the hospital. It comes to me like a dream. Or sometimes something happens, somebody mentions a name to me. I don't just choose it around them. For example, Tan District Hospital came to me in it. I didn't even know there was any place called Tan. I know in the election time they're mentioning Tan, but it never occurred to me. I saw Tan in my dream. And it was later that I got to know that it's actually a hospital. So I found a way to find somebody, to call somebody. Eventually, I went in there and I went to do it. So it's not something that I just do because I do it. I think it has some spiritual connection for me, and I'm so passionate to do this. Okay? All right. Let's move on now. Now, let me walk you through the first one. The decision to become an entrepreneur. What do you need to do to decide to be an entrepreneur? And trust me, it is not everyone who can become or who want to become an entrepreneur. It's not everyone, no. It's not everyone. So in order to go on this journey, which is very risky, and we mentioned that entrepreneurship is the process of identifying problems and finding solutions to them, and eventually building a business in the face of risk. It's not everyone who desires to go into that space called the risk. There are some people who will never go there. So they rather stay in the same organization and become entrepreneurs and help build a business even better. So they're not interested in going into the space of becoming an entrepreneur at all. Okay? So if you want to decide to become an entrepreneur, there are 3 critical things you must look out for. Number 1, you must decide and look out for the characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. What are the characteristics of successful entrepreneurs? Number 2, you must look out for the benefits of becoming an entrepreneur. If you decide to become an entrepreneur, what are the benefits that you stand to gain? What benefit do you stand to gain? What will make you excited to have gone to that route? And number 3, we are going to look out for the disadvantages or the challenges of becoming an entrepreneur. These 3 things, once you do it well, you assess yourself based on these 3 critical areas, would help you to decide to become one or not. And let me take my time to explain some of these things. Number 1, what are some of the characteristics of entrepreneurs? Let's see. Can anybody tell us what are some of the characteristics that you see about entrepreneurs? What are some of them? Can anybody raise your hand and give me an example? Or you probably type your answer in the chat box. Let me see. What do you think are some of the characteristics of entrepreneurs? Yes, I'm sorry, I will not be able to mention the name correctly. Adaliwo, please go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of the characteristics about them is that they take risks.
Thank you. These are risk takers. They know this thing may work or may not work, but they will still go ahead and do it. Thank you very much for that answer. Okay, I see in the chat box, they are disciplined, ready to take risk. Also from Abina Sewa, risk takers. Georgina, risk takers. They are smart people, very true. Entrepreneurs are very smart guys, very, very smart guys and ladies. If you are not smart and a risk taker, you can't be in that space. Okay, they are resilient, and I love that. There's an issue about persistency, because the risk calls for a lot of persistency. And I'm going to give a lot of examples around that as well. Thank you very much, Ophelia. And additionally, Julia said that they're problem solvers. Indeed, if you're not willing to solve a problem, you cannot be an entrepreneur. It's not a journey that goes that rosy. No. They are very creative. Thank you very much, Hannah. Rachel said they're very innovative and visionary. Yes, true. They are committed to what they do. They are innovative. Even if they fail, but they don't stop. So they fail, but they don't stop. That's what Regina said. They are proactive. Regina says they are dedicated. Loretta, thank you very much. So these are some and many more of the characteristics of entrepreneurs. But the one that I want to talk about is one, they are very innovative. They are creative, they are innovative. And I'll explain to you the difference between innovation and creativity. Creativity is when you think about something in your head. And all of us on the call now, based on a few examples and the stories I've told you now, there are a lot of things going through your head. You are being creative. You are trying to come up with something in your head. You are juggling about some ideas in your head. Nobody knows about it. In fact, sometimes you may even want to sit down and write the idea in your head on paper. I have a friend that anytime that he finds an idea, he takes his phone and record it on phone so that he doesn't forget it. That's creativity. You are using your cognitive power to come up with a solution. You are using your mental capacity to discuss something that you can do. But innovation, on the other hand, is when you have been able to now, the creativity that went through your head or you wrote it down, you have been able to come up with a solution or a product or a service that people can now tangibly use to solve that particular problem or take advantage of that opportunity that you were thinking about in your head. Okay, so what it means is that, for example, when I was thinking about now, based on my research for my PhD, things are so bad in our facilities, so bad that every single day people died. And you guys say, "Oh, I aspire." When I heard that word, I was wow. Today, as I'm talking to you, somebody has just expired. Just now, somebody has expired, and it could be the person's destiny, or it could be somebody's negligence, wrong medication, abusive words, and not paying attention to detail, all kinds of things. And many times, all of us we on the call, we know. In fact, there are some of us on the call now. I'm not just being judgmental, but I'm probably feel sorry now. Some of us, somebody died because of our negligence. May God forgive all of us. It may not be your fault. It may be your fault, but you feel guilty. It happened to you. Just forgive yourself and ask God for forgiveness because you got somebody to lose their lives. Now, these issues are there. As I'm talking to you now, you may be thinking. So, for example, when I realized that the issue that happened to my father and what I went through the research, I got to understand that there are problems there. I started thinking in my head, what can I do to help? This is the real life data, empirical evidence confirming that we have so many problems in our health sector. What can I do as an individual? What can I also contribute to improve this? I am not a doctor. I am not a nurse. I'm not a health professional. What can I do? And right down by thinking, and prayerfully looking at it, eventually the idea came that go to a facility every year, once every year, and give them customer service training or patient satisfaction training based on your research for free. I wrote it down, I developed my proposal, I developed my content, what I was going to train them on, what exactly am I going to talk about when I meet these people. So if a hospital decided to give me the opportunity to go and train the people, what exactly am I going to talk about? I developed my curriculum, developed my PowerPoint, and I started looking for now, where do I start from? And I started. So the moment I got to the first hospital to go and do what I did, that is when your innovation has kicked in. If I'd had it in my head and I'd written on paper and I didn't go to any hospital to go and do anything for them, that idea that I've had would have been innovation. So that's the difference between innovation and creativity. So one of the powerful things about entrepreneurship is that these guys called entrepreneurs are very creative, they are very innovative, they're always thinking. And that's what I would advocate for all of us, to start thinking entrepreneurial. Start thinking entrepreneurial, meaning that you're going to put on your cap of creativity and your cap of innovation. What can I also do to help to build a better health system in this country? That's the best thing I can talk about. And now, once they are able to come up with that idea, the next most difficult part for most entrepreneurs is the fact that they have to commit to risk. They are coming. I mean, for example, what I did now, what I'm doing now. In fact, the first year, this is my fifth year, I think. The first year, I did not get to any hospital because I didn't know where to start from. And the first hospital that I called, I'm sure if I mention the name, one of you will be here. I just found a number. I didn't know where I was going to go. So I just spoke to one of your nurses in my class, the regular students. They gave me a hospital somewhere in the Bronx Afro region, around the Brekum area. I'll mention hospital around the Brekum area, going to Domahinkro and Sampa, those areas. I'll mention it. I called the administrator. I called the hospital. I got the number, and somebody said I should speak to the administrator about what I want to talk about. So they connected me to the administrator, and I said, "Well, my name is Dr. KODUAH, and I help health facilities with customer service training, patient satisfaction training, and some quality assurance, quality improvement process so that you can improve." I didn't finish my statement and said, "Are you going to charge us? Is it free or you're going to pay for it?" I did not finish. You don't know me. I've introduced myself. At least help me to finish my statement so that you can ask me questions. As some kind of you I mean, how can you do this? I got very frustrated. Very, very frustrated. I said, look, I didn't cry. I said, who here? When I'm saying, baby. But deep down within me, I realized that no, Tiki, how to do this. So in an attempt to become an entrepreneur, there's risk. Risk of embarrassment. What the guy did to me was very embarrassing. It was very discouraging. I said, I'm just trying to help. And you are telling me this, forget. But again, I did not give up. And the next serious characteristic that most entrepreneurs have is persistency. If you really desire to make impact, you don't allow anything to block you. No way. No way, no way, no way, no way. If you desire to make an impact, there's no way anybody can block you. So I remember the next month, I felt a strong desire deep down within me to just take it, so find a place to go. So I went to my uncle, who is the CEO of Hope Exchange here in Kumasi. So Ose Kofi is my uncle. I went to him and said, Uncle, I am trying to do this, but your hospital is not included. Please don't add your hospital. I want to find a facility where I can go and offer this training for free. He said, no, take it. You have to start from here. You have to start from my facility. I said, Uncle, me, I won't do. We came back and forth. And he said to me, Tiki, go to this facility. He mentioned it to me. He actually called the facility for me first. I called them later on, and that gave me the opportunity to start doing that. So number one, entrepreneurship is risky. It takes people who are innovative and creative to do it. Who is the 7th class? Number two, it takes you to take risk. Yes, you take risk. And number three, it takes you to be persistent. It's not easy. It is not easy. I remember the next year, I was going to another hospital in the Tamale Road, on the main Tamale Road. I'm not mentioning the names of the hospital because of some other things that I discussed with some of them. And I remember one of the facilities that I went to, there was a very big issue that I mentioned that brought them to a point where they had to do something very big. And you know, your area, a lot of confidentiality and all kinds of things in there. So I'm very careful what I say. But Dr. Tan told me that I can mention them anywhere. And in fact, they were so noisy on social media, telling people about what I've done. So if you go to the Tan District Hospital Facebook page, for example, you see a lot of the photos that we did. And some of the facilities that I went to, they actually asked me not to take photos. I don't get it. Anyway, that's another story altogether. We'll talk about that later. All right. So what I'm saying is that to decide to become an entrepreneur, you need persistency. You need to be creative. You need to be innovative. You need to take risk. Because once you are in there to do it, you will never give up on that. You want to get it done. And those of you who joined our discussion on Thursday, and I've also told you, please join our Thursday program, The Build to Last. Please, it's free. Come and learn a lot. And I'm sure those of you who joined me last week with Kwabna was very insightful. One of the things that I remember very well he said was that if you start a business with the intention to make money only, you'll be frustrated. But you start with impact, and lasting wealth would follow you. That's what he said last week on Thursday. If you decide to go to business, to entrepreneurship with the idea to make money, yes, the money will come all right. But when the money doesn't come, you're frustrated, you leave it. But you have an intention to make an impact, definitely it will happen. Yes, I went to Town District to go and do what I did. My dear friends, I told them, just give me a place to sleep and give me food. They gave me good food. I mean, I ate the right food, natural. Nkontomri abomo is kontomri abomo with some cocoyam and things. Very good. But when I finished, the guy said, no, Dr. Tike, we cannot allow you to go just like that. We have to pay you. And they paid me money. I reluctantly didn't want to take it because that wasn't my intention. But I have to take it because they were giving it to me. My dear friends, that and many more are the characteristics of entrepreneurs. Do you want to be one? What are the benefits if you do this? Oh, my dear friend, the benefits are amazing. The impact you make with the little you do will let you feel that you too, you are a human being. For example, I'll just give an example to understand how it means. So one day, I think somewhere 2021, I was on radio on Love FM, and I was talking to David Akwete on how to finance a small business. And people were complaining that they haven't started their business because they don't have money, which was somehow true. So I was on radio with him for 1 hour discussing what are the various ways people can find money to start their own businesses. So after the program, they mentioned my name, and a lady called me after and said she wanted to come and see me. So she came to my office, and she came with two kids, one at the back and one little small boy, like 2 or 3 years thereabout. And all that she wanted to do was just find money to start a business because her husband had left them and finding it very difficult to survive with the kids. So long story, this lady said she wanted to do, in the mornings, there are these ladies who would do some small porridge and some fried egg and some aguamo and things in the morning, if you know some of those people. That's what she wanted to do. So I did a very simple business plan with her, very simple one-page business plan. And then she needed, at the time that we were discussing, she needed 3,940, more than like 3,000 Ghana cedis to start that kind of business. So again, once we're able to come out with a business plan, I have to find a way to find money for her. But we didn't need all the 3,000 Ghana cedis. There are many ways of finding money to start a business. We did something called bootstrapping. And with the bootstrapping, all that we did was that I look on the list of the items that she needed to start that small business, that small joint, that small food joint. Some things like she needed a blender, she needed a burner and a gas cylinder. She needed a table. She needed a frying pan, the frying materials, some oil, one box of Indomie, one bag of small rice, 1 gallon of oil, onion and spice and all those. So I put that together, it's about 3,000. But on the list that we had, she had almost everything. She had a table in the kitchen. She had a burner, the white one with the 3 burners on it, those small ones. She had a small gas cylinder, this very petty one, the small ones. She had some cooking utensils. She had a frying pan. She had some cooking utensils that we could use. Out of about 2,900 Ghana cedis, like 3,000 Ghana cedis, I only gave her 840 Ghana cedis to start. That is the power of entrepreneurship. When people decide to do something with their lives. So I gave her like the 800 Ghana cedis, and she used that 800 cedis to buy some spices, one crate of egg, 1 gallon, the yellow gallon oil. She bought some spices as well with it, a crate of egg, and I think the small bag rice. She bought one. All I was trying to let her to understand is that she can start small and grow from her profit. So I coached her. I mean, we spent about 2 hours on this discussion. The following day, she came and I gave her the 800 Ghana cedis and asked her to pay the money back in 6 months. My dear friends, number one, this lady brought the money back to me. She actually came to me and said, "You're going to pay me 1,000 Ghana cedis in 2.5 months." I took only the 800. I gave the 200 cedis back to her. I didn't charge her with interest. I took the 800 back from her. Number two, as at last 2 years, 2023, when I went to visit her, this lady has opened 2 additional spots. What she started is behind the Kumasi South Hospital, Atonsu, I don't know how to call that place, the Kumasi South Hospital. Behind, there's a small market there. That's where the lady started her first one, and she's still there as I talk to you today. And then she got one of her cousins to also open another one at S-Line, Atonsu S-Line, and another one too at Krofo. She has started opening businesses. My dear friends, there's power in what we do. If you can open up your mind to understand it, it works. So when she came the first day, when she came with the kids, Jack, Papa, I could feel some smell around her. God forgive me. It was something else. But the day that she came and bought me the 1,000 Ghana cedis that I took the 800 cedis from, my dear friends, this woman has changed. And one thing she said to me that really touched my heart, and I really feel so proud and so happy that I helped her to do, and I thank God for what happened, was that she told me that, "Uncle TK, now said the medical school, Papa." So it means that at the time when she came with the other 2 kids, the kids were not going to school because she couldn't pay for it. But she now comes to tell me that, "Nkolano, Eco School, Papa." For me, that is the impact and the benefit you do when you become an entrepreneur. And for me, in my space, I'm so happy because I'm not doing big things, but these small things God is using me to help other people with. I'm happy. And this other thing that really got me to let me feel like this woman was powerful and I'm helping her. Look, what she had done is that these 2 other spots that she has, every day when they make money, the lady who is managing the business will divide the money into 3. So, for example, if she makes 300 Ghana cedis, they divide the money into 3. 100 cedis goes into buying the things that are finished, like the egg, the spices, and all those small that are finished. So they use 100 cedis for it. The lady who is managing the business will take 100 Ghana cedis, and then they will momo 100 Ghana cedis to this lady who came to my office. That's her business model. So I ask, hey, nti munye sika be say, also Uncle Tiki, and I'm so catching me. Munye sika say, oh Uncle Tiki, I say, hey, I set you up as a business. Please tell me. She said to me that they make an average between 450 to 550 Ghana cedis per day. So let's even say that they make 300 Ghana cedis. Forget about the 500 Ghana cedis. Let's say they make an average of 300 Ghana cedis. So 300 Ghana cedis means that if she even decides to even divide her business own into three, she will have 300 Ghana cedis per day. 300 Ghana cedis per day. It means that because every branch that she has now, including what she has, is giving 100 Ghana cedis per day. My dear friends, take your phones and multiply. Take your phones. 300 Ghana cedis per day times a minimum of 26 days in a month. How much is this lady making? Please type, work it and tell me, or put it in the chat box. 300 Ghana cedis per day times 26 days. How much is that? Tell me. 7,800 Ghana cedis, my dear friends. I beg. How much are you paid per month for working for 30 days? How much are you paid compared to this lady who walked to my office and through God's intervention, we're able to help her to do what she's doing right now? This is the power of entrepreneurship. So my desire, honestly, my dear friends, is how can I get as many people to start thinking entrepreneurial, start thinking about, can I do something with what I have right now? Let's listen, living as testimony. It's a good example. And I love what Sarah is saying in the chat box. Someone would have taken advantage of her, seriously. And you need money, okay, you come and collect the money, but I'll have to use it before I give you the money. And it's happening everywhere. People are taking advantage of people because of lack of money. My dear friends, there's power in entrepreneurship. And my desire for all of you is that what can you identify with you yourself first, and number two, with what you do as a health professional, and jump straight into that business and do something with it. If nobody knows it, me, I'm a living testimony. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing right now as side business has done for me. I know. And I'll tell everywhere. And I've told God that, please God, allow me to say this everywhere. And I thank God that I did. If I did not find my consultancy firm, there's no way I could have taken my child to a private Catholic senior high school. I could not. I cannot. There's no way. My child's school fees per term. In fact, they're going to school just next 2 weeks. No, I think that's next week or so, on the 19th. My child attends Our Lady of Grace Senior High School right here in Mampontein, Kumasi. It's a private Catholic senior high school. Anybody knows anybody who attends that school, please? Do you know anybody who attends that school? Or have a child who is in there? Tell me. I want to know before I go on. Do you have a child in there? Do you know somebody who is in there? Yes, Our Lady of Grace Senior High School, Olag. If your child is doing science, the average school fees per term is almost 9,000 Ghana cedis. Average fees per term, not per year, per term. So if your child is there, you are going to pay 9,000 times 3. That is 8. How much is that? 27,000 Ghana cedis a year. Almost 30,000 Ghana cedis for just 1 year. That 30,000 Ghana cedis is for somebody's 3-year course in the university. There's no way I could have taken my child to that school, my dear friends. No way. No way. So there are benefits if you become an entrepreneur. There are a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits. I can't give enough. I can't give enough. I keep my full-time teaching in the university. I don't compromise on it. Every day by 6:30 a.m., I'll be in my office at Asukwa. By 8:30, I've closed 2 hours. Maybe I'll go straight to Garden City to go and do my job as a lecturer. By 4:30, I've closed. By 5:30, I'll be back in my office at Asukwa. I work from 5:30 p.m., to 7:30 p.m., 2 hours, I've closed. I do part-time 4 hours in my side business. But my dear friends, I thank God that sometimes this part-time job would pay you in a day times 2, times 3 of how much you paid for working for 30 days. Are you willing to go on that route? Can you decide to be an entrepreneur? But my dear friend, upon all the benefits I'm telling you, the third thing we must also consider to decide to become an entrepreneur is the fact that it is a risky venture. So I'm quickly going to walk you through some of the disadvantages of becoming an entrepreneur. And don't forget that what we are saying is the first foundation. We are talking about what does it take to decide to become an entrepreneur? Because you have to decide to be one before you go on this journey. You have to assess yourself based on, number one, the characteristics of entrepreneurs. Do you have it? Number two, the benefits of becoming an entrepreneur. Can you envisage the future for you if you decide to do what you want to do? And number three, what are the disadvantages? What are the challenges? What are the problems of becoming an entrepreneur? If you're able to look at all these three areas, then if you said yes, then you can go to the next stage of looking for a business opportunity or business idea to start that journey called entrepreneurship. Now, let me talk about a few issues about the disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of becoming an entrepreneur is that, my friend, is risky. You can even lose your life. It's risky. Very risky. Very risky. I'm not gonna lie to you. Very risky. It is stressful. It is stressful. It needs the person with that desire to make impact to go onto that journey. You think the people that we think are entrepreneurs in this country or around the world, they are just going around just drinking and doing all the things they do? No. They don't sleep. I don't sleep much too. Look, why would I do 2 hours? Why would I worry myself and be in my small office 6:30 a.m. when somebody else is when somebody is still sleeping? Why would I stress myself on that? Why don't I decide to just do my Garden City job, collect a small salary, and just live my life and just be there? Why would I do that? And in fact, some people are doing the same. Why do I want to stress myself? It is stressful, my friends. It is stressful. And it calls for tenacity to be able to do that. Number two, it can be very, very discouraging. You are trying to do something and you are not seeing the results, you are not feeling it, and your friends are laughing at you, and people are mocking you, thinking that I also make a consultant. My own friends at Garden City, when I started this about 8 years ago, my own friends, there was one lecturer who has left us actually from Garden City. He at the time when I met him, I wanted to do this, he was a chartered accountant. And I'm a chartered marketer by profession as well. So I went to him and I said, Charlie, bro, can we put our heads together and start this consultancy? You are a chartered accountant, you know the numbers, you know accounting, you know finance. I know how to build a business. I know entrepreneurship. I know marketing, how to market products and services. I know how to sell. Can we put our heads together as two friends, partner into a consultancy firm so that we can build some business? You know what he told me? Hey, with Abenebe, that's what my friend told me. And in fact, Abenebe was true. It took me a lot of years to be able to understand what I was doing, to be able to make it. And I remember one day, one day I was sitting in my office. In fact, I've spoken to a lady, a very rich woman at Central Marketing right here in Kumasi. She wanted to write a marketing plan for a product. So she came to me, she called me and said she was coming to my office for us to discuss what I can do for her. And she actually heard me on radio. I used to do a program on Otech FM called Wajumum to saying. It was also the same thing. Bro. So what I was doing was that I would go on radio to talk about business, small business. So this woman heard about me and called me and wanted to come to visit me. So she said she was coming to visit me in my office around 2:30 p.m. So I left Garden City. I finished my lecture, everything. I left the Garden City around 1 p.m. and came to wait for her in the office. So I prepared my office. It was I think I had only one table, my table and my desk, my printer, and some small table B. I like that table B on the corner somewhere. I mean, it wasn't anything fancy. So truly, she came around 1:45 thereabout, and we started a conversation. We're talking, going back and forth, and this woman was very, very excited. And then, whilst I was talking to her, I was taking my notes to see what I can do for her with a marketing strategy. All of a sudden, my light went off, and the air condition was on, all right, but power no. Asan. Please write in the chat box. It's finished. Write in the chat box. The light went off. Oh, this story. My God. I thank God. Oh. I mean, looking at where I'm coming from and where I'm going and where I'm right now, I thank God. Power Nasa. And this is a rich, beautiful, nice looking, nice smelling, sweet scented perfume on her in my office. The light went off. And I said, oh, you do light off where area hanging now. And she said, oh no, Tika, I've seen the other office at the other side, there's light there. And I said, oh, sir. When I was saying that there was total light off, she has seen that there wasn't total light off. There was something wrong with me. There was something wrong with my power. So what would I do? Honestly, my dear friends, I'll tell you, that day, in my pocket that day, was only 40 Ghana cedis, in fact. 40 Ghana cedis could not pay power. And even how would I even go do this? And my office is at a square, so the other area, the where I buy power from is at Asafo, near the Virginia restaurant around Asafo, where the mechanics guys are. So I said, I have to go and buy power. He said, no, take it, jump in my car, let's go. And we sat in a car, and honestly, 40 cedis power, they all put on the same. So when I sat in the car, we were going, honestly, I was very confused, very, 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 I was actually out of my mind. I didn't know what I was going to do. But please, there's something that I read about a book called Do What You Love, the Money Will Follow by a lady called Masha Sanita. She says that move confidently in the direction of your dream and unseen forces would come to your aid. Please, if anybody got it right, type in the chat box for the other friends to now see it. Move confidently in the direction of your dream and unseen forces would come to your aid. And I'm going to say something to the batteries what this lady said. So when we're going, we got to the place where I was going to buy the power. I took my card and I came out of the car. In fact, when I was going to enter the shop, my intention was to go and tell the lady to give me power and I'll come back to pay later on. Either they were going to agree or not, I wouldn't know. So I got out and then the lady blew the horn and called me back. Please write in the chat box, God is wonderful. Write for me. Write. God is wonderful. So Rashida, thank you very much. Move confidently in the direction of your dreams and the unseen force will come to your aid. Yes, you got it right, Hannah. Thank you very much. Please write God is wonderful. Please write it there for me. So the woman blew the horn and then I came back to the car. She rolled out the window and gave me an envelope. So take a power. And as usual, as egoistic as men are, as stupid as men are, I said, oh, meanwhile, you ticket did not have jack in your pocket. Oh, ticket, JJ, oh, man, it's okay. Oh, man, oh, my boy, I needed the money. I picked the envelope. So I quickly walked into the shop to go and buy the power. And I went to some corner, I opened the envelope. The woman has put in the envelope 3,000 Ghana cedis as way back as 2017. 3,000 Ghana cedis to go and buy power. Do you think I used all the money to buy power when I had only 40 cedis in my pocket? No way. No way. So that's why I asked you to type in the chat box, God is wonderful. If you move confidently in the direction of your dream, God with his unseen mighty powers would come to your aid. The woman gave me 3,000 Ghana cedis that day. I quickly bought 500 Ghana cedis power. I came back to sit in the car and I said, Mama, thank you very much. We drove back to the office. I put the backup power on and I did all that I have to do for her. When I finished, I thought that, oh, maybe I've just given me 3,000. That was okay. So, Tiki, why I didn't pay? I mean, sure. Thank you very much for what you have done. I really like this. I'll be expecting you to bring my plan to me, blah, 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 blah. And she opened the bag again and gave me another envelope. This envelope was 2,000 Ghana cedis. So, in less than 3 hours that day, that woman gave me 5,000 Ghana cedis. My dear friends, entrepreneurship is a way to go. I've come to believe strongly that if we can help as many people as possible to understand how they can tap into their own power to be able to identify opportunities and solve problems, everybody in this world will be a happy person. But are you willing and ready to become an entrepreneur? It is risky. It is frustrating. This situation I'm talking to you about, even though the end part of it was very nice, it was so embarrassing. In fact, this lady was coming to my office, and that day, I was in my nice white shirt, I was in my nice navy blue suit, I was in my nice white tie, neatly dressed that day because my client was coming to see me. And here I am in my office where I could not even buy power as a consultant. I could not buy power. Not even 50 Ghana cedis, not even 100 Ghana cedis. But the point is that if indeed you move confidently in the direction of your dream as an entrepreneur, the unseen forces, the unseen powers, which to me I believe strongly is the power of God on our hands, will definitely come to help you to be the person that you want to be. And today, I thank God. Today, I thank God. I am not there yet. I have not come to the point where I can give to help God, I can give to help people that will not worry me. I want to get to a point where I can do things for people without thinking about it. I am not there yet, but the little I'm doing now, I thank God that He's given me this gift. Entrepreneurship is good, but would you want to become one? if you want to. That is the first stage of deciding to become an entrepreneur. If you are able to check the boxes, yes, I want to become an entrepreneur, then you can now move on to the second stage where you're going to look out for the idea. How do we find a business idea? What can I do now? What business can I start now to be able to now become an entrepreneur? But the first stage is, do you want to become one? Do you want to become one? Do you want to become one? That's the point. Now, the guy who goes through this process, like what I've just described to you, to set up a business, is called the entrepreneur. The other guy who says that I don't want to start a business, but I want to stay in the same business, stay in the same facility, stay in the same hospital, but now decide to now use the same mindset to solve the problems in the facility. That guy is called an intrapreneur. So you must also decide to become an intrapreneur if you want to. Because if you are in an organization and you are constantly trying to find solutions to the problems, you better catch yourself, you're too known. True or false? Yes. And what you're boss, and your papa there, and they won't find a people mock at you, they will laugh at you, they will say all kinds of things. They will say things to you that will break your heart, my dear friends. It will break your heart. I remember some years ago, 2012, 2013, when Garden City was going through serious issues with admissions. Serious. Today we have more than 11,000, we are happy. But many people don't know where we came from. There were times that even paying salaries was a difficult situation for Garden City University. I'm telling you, difficult. Those times I said to myself that because I'm a marketing professional, I would take upon myself to go on radio, to go on, to do all kinds of things with my team to see how we can help get enrollment. Do you know what somebody told me? Hey, take a what job or so? At the Garden City, that's what somebody told me. In a school where we're struggling to get numbers, and I've decided to do my part of it to increase enrollment, somebody told me, your salary is not coming, my salary is not coming. I'm trying to work hard a bit for us to get students so we can get our salaries paid. The guy asked me, or your uncle Diana. And that guy actually left Garden City. He left. Today, he's trying to come back to do part-time lecture in the school. Me, I said to the registrar, I will never allow it. At the time when we were struggling, where was he? He left. So now, if you decide to become an intrapreneur, my dear friends, it is risky. It is risky. People will laugh at you. You'll be frustrated. People don't understand you. And entrepreneurs are people that, if people understand you too well, you are not an entrepreneur. If whatever you're doing, people understand you, please forget it. You are not there yet. People will not understand you. But my dear friends, if you're able to break through it and understand how it works, the end thereof is sweet. And God will help you. All right? So that's the first foundation of what I call the decision to become an entrepreneur. Any questions up to this point, please? Or any comments? You can raise your hand or you can drop your question in the chat box and I'll be very glad to help you with. What I'm trying to do with you, all of us, is that let's decide to be one of that, either an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur. Both ways are helpful. Both ways, God will bless you. And for all of us, let's become intrapreneurs first. Let's find solutions to our health system and then build a business out of that. And I remember last time when we met, I was telling you about a lady who is doing this diabetic wound business thing. She's making money, my dear friends. She's making money. Just trying to get these nurses who have finished school, they're at home, they've got their licensure, whatever, they are not doing anything else. She has employed them and they are working for her, helping people with bad diabetic wounds. And these are people who will not come to the hospital because if they come, the wound is watering, it's smelling, it's funny. They don't want to come in there. But this lady and her group have decided to go and help the people out there, and by helping them, they are making money. Would you want to become one? All right. So, any questions, please? Quickly, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right. So, what I've done today with you all is for us to decide to become entrepreneurs. This is what I want you to do. Every one of you, I'm going to send you slides on the introduction. Please go around. There's more deeper things about what I've just described and what I've just said. There's so much. Please go and read around it deeply to understand it, everything. Who is an entrepreneur, advantages, characteristics, and all those ones. You can understand it better and then make an informed decision from there. That's why we are doing this thing, all right? But if you have found value in this discussion so far, and you are willing and ready to take charge to find innovative solutions to the problems we have in our health sector, and one day be able to build a business out of that. Write in the chat box for me, decided. Just write decided. I want to see more than, we are how many now? We are 700, more than 700 students in the class now. Please, I want more than 500 of you to type in the chat box, decided, before I continue now. Decided, decided. I want as many of us now commit to decide to be an entrepreneur or become an entrepreneur. Both ways, God will bless you, but you must decide to be one. Please type. I want to see 500 of you doing this. Please do it, do it, do it, do it. Let's go, do it. I want to see as many of you typing in there. Would you want to become an entrepreneur? Would you want to be that person? Are you willing to do it? Have you decided to do that? Just do that for me. Yes, decided. I'm seeing that. Decided. Great. I'm waiting. Please, as I want to see more than 500 of you typing in there. Decided. I have decided. Just do it. I like the capital letters. Some of you are doing capital letters. It means that you are bold now to decide that you are going to help solve our health problems. I have decided. I've decided. Decided. All right. So quickly, let me introduce you to the next topic. Now that you have decided to be an entrepreneur, we have to go to the second stage. And the second stage is finding or recognizing opportunities and generating business ideas. Deciding to find an opportunity, deciding to have generate an idea, right? Oh my God, I really want us to do this together, but I'm telling you. God will help us. Say amen. Type amen in the chat box. Type amen. If you believe God is going to help us, type amen. Type amen. All right. So now that we have decided to become entrepreneurs, how do we find the business idea? And almost every day, almost every week, almost every month, I find somebody calling me and say, TK, me was idea about business by now. Especially our friends in the diaspora, our friends in Abuja, they'll call you almost every week. They have money, they don't know where to start from. They don't know what to do with their money. And I'm sure some of us on the call right now are thinking about, how can I start a business? What do I do? And somebody is even also saying that, yes, I have an idea. Where do I find the money from? The answer is in this course. And the answer is on Thursday, every week, Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. The answer is there. Please join us every Thursday. I beg you. Last year, I did something very dramatic, but I won't do that to you. Last year, anybody who attended that program had a cumulative marks of 10 marks. I added 10 marks to everybody who came for that program every Thursday. You know why I did that? Yes, please.
The Thursday, the link. Can you share the link with us? Because it's like, I personally don't have the link.
You don't have it. Okay.
So maybe I don't have the link to join.
Okay, I'll do that right after the class, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for reminding me. So I'll send so there's a WhatsApp community. Currently, we have 5 communities. All the communities are full. Amazing. All the communities are full. Every community is more than 1,000 people. Okay, so I'm going to share the link with you, and then we can now all join. So last year, for example, I was giving everybody 10 marks for joining. So all those who came in got extra 10 marks. And I wasn't doing it because I wanted them to come to my program. What I think for us here on the call, the Thursday programs are a deeper extension of our regular classes. That's what I think. Because did anybody join us last Thursday? Is anybody here who joined last Thursday? Please let me know. Okay, so in that time, I bring other people, not just me, to come and talk to us. So last week, for example, we talked about how do you use your team in your office or your business to generate content. Okay, and Kobna did a fantastic job. I mean, gave you everything that you need to be able to use your team. So for example, yesterday, I think Friday, my team and I, we sat down and we have come up with content based on what we discussed. Now do the same for ourselves. And he was saying that if you want people to follow you on social media, they have to follow you first before they follow your business, because people know you more than your business you're trying to run. So why do you promote your business when you're not promoting yourself? So things like behind the scenes. What do you do behind the scenes? What are the things that you do? So we actually had a video. We have recorded a video that I'll share with you even on the page. So we are sharing some of the part of the scene, behind the scenes. And when I shared that behind the scenes in my office on my status, that week, that day when I shared this on my status, I got more than 300 views. But when I realized that when I post normal photos or things about the business, maximum like 150 people will watch it. But the video, I had more than 300. So what the guy is saying is true. People want to see you in the deal, and that was learned on the Thursday for free. For free. So what I'm saying is that the Thursday programs are an extension of what we do in class. And I'm sure it will help you a lot, especially those who are serious and have really decided to become entrepreneurs. Please join us, and I'm sure we'll learn together. All right? Gifty, please go ahead quickly. Gifty, kindly unmute your microphone. Your hand is up.
Sir, please, I want to get something. You are on the next point, that's designed to become bad. You see, when you started with the entrepreneur journey or process, we first discussed about the decision to become an entrepreneur.
That's
then
correct.
You gave us then you gave us like the 3 things to look out for. That's the characteristics, the benefits, and then the
Challenges.
disadvantages.
Correct.
And but the second one, the opportunity identification, I think you didn't talk on that, but it's like you are on the third one, the design and thinking. So I don't know whether you jumped or you said it and I didn't hear.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me clarify it for you. So what you are seeing on the screen now is the second stage. So the first stage is deciding to be an entrepreneur. And under the deciding to be an entrepreneur, there are 3 things you must analyze. Okay.
Yes.
So the first point has 3 things. One is you have to identify the characteristics of entrepreneurs. Number 2, you might look at for the advantages. If you decide to become an entrepreneur, what advantages would you get? And number 3, what will be some of the challenges or disadvantages if I decide to become an entrepreneur? If you're able to answer these three points, you have actually finished the first one, which is deciding to become an entrepreneur. Then the second stage in the process is called idea generation or opportunity identification. Please do get it now, Gifty. Gifty, have you got it now?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are we all clear on this so that we can all be on the same page? Are we very clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. So now let's talk quickly about how do we identify business opportunities. Now, so now you have decided to be an entrepreneur. The question is, how do I even get into this space at all? And we are talking about opportunity identification. And it's like the opportunity that you see that will now help you to be able to now see what you can do, what product can you bring, what service can you offer to help people to do that, right? So in this space, I'm going to look at a couple of things. Number one, the difference between an idea and opportunity, and then the approaches that we use to generate business ideas, and how the personal characteristics of you, the entrepreneur, can help you to identify an opportunity, okay? And then some other few things. So quickly, let's go through it. Now, I want somebody to read what you see on the screen for me. Let me see who I can call now. Perita, please read for me. Perita, please read what you see on the screen. Hello, Perita, are you here? Okay, let's find somebody else. Sarah? Sarah Crime?
I'm here.
Yeah, please read what you see on your screen.
What is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur, one who creates a business in the face of risk and uncertainty for the purpose of achieving profits and growth by identifying opportunities and assembling the necessary resources to capitalize on them. One who starts a business in the face of risks and uncertainty.
Thank you. So now, the person we just described in the first stage is the guy who takes the risk. We have talked a lot about that. So that human being is called an entrepreneur. But the process you go through to be able to become an entrepreneur and start a business is called entrepreneurship. So whilst entrepreneur is a human being, entrepreneurship is the process. That's a clear difference between the two. All right, that's explained already, so I don't want to go back on that again. So Sarah, please read this again for us. Entrepreneurship.
What is entrepreneurship? The ability to identify a need or problem in a society and organize the needed resources, that is money, people, technology, to create a solution and package it for a specified target customer in an exchange or reward in the face of risk and uncertainty.
Thank you. So now the process that we go through is called entrepreneurship. Again, this we've explained a lot. Now, we are saying that entrepreneurship, you find problems. and you find solutions. And I'm sure all of us can confirm what you are seeing on the screen now. We all love our fufu, especially Ashanti and the Bono people. I mean, everybody in this country knows fufu. People like fufu. The stress we go through to prepare this has been worrying. In fact, when I was younger, I said to myself that Michi fufu not because Michi, I loved it, but the fact that I would just go and stand there and pound it was my problem. And I'm sure many of us here on the call intentionally decided not to eat fufu because they will ask you to go and pound. So we all stopped eating fufu. This would take you about 2 hours to finish. Buy the cassava, put it on fire, get it and pound it. And the stress of pounding is even another issue. Somebody sees this as a problem. I mean, of course, we all like it, but the problem was big. Especially today, that you see a lot of corporate executives, the husband is a banker, the wife is a midwife. What time would you come home in the evening for you to prepare food? Both of you are tired by the time you get home. Unless probably you have a house help in the house who will prepare before you get to the house. Even that one cry is trouble. Somebody says that and said, no, we have to find a solution to this. The person came up with what we call neat fufu. Whilst the traditional fufu preparation will take about 2 hours to get it, the neat fufu will take about 5 to 10 minutes, you are done. Of course, people talk about the other side of neat fufu, and I insisted the original fufu, and whatever it is now, we have it now. Initially, I had the same issue. I didn't like it so much, but I've come to like it now because of the taste I've acquired for it. If I don't go outside to go to a chop bar or restaurant to go eat fufu, I hardly would eat this traditional fufu in my house. We all eat the neat fufu now. Now, assuming that the company that owns it or the entrepreneur who have solved this problem, how much is one pack now? I don't know. Me, I buy it in a box, in a carton, so I don't know how much one is. How much one piece of neat fufu? How much? Can somebody help me?
80 cedis.
80 cedis, good. Assuming that the 80 cedis, the person who is selling this makes just 2 cedis per pack. Please stay with me. All the profit this person makes in this business is just 2 Ghana cedis. Assuming 2 cedis and they're able to sell 500,000 pieces of neat fufu, how much will they get per month? Please multiply it and see. 2 cedis times 500,000. How much is that? If they're able to sell 500 pieces in the month, and then they're able to, the person is making only 2 cedis profit out of the 80 Ghana cedis, how much would they make per month? Please tell me, I want to know. How much? How much? Please do. Multiply 2 cedis times 500. How much? 500,000, sorry. 2 cedis times 500,000. How much is that? I want you to tell me before I continue, please. 2 cedis times 500,000. 1 million Ghana cedis. Thank you very much, Salome. 1 million Ghana cedis for just selling it fufu. My dear friends, that is the power of entrepreneurship. If you solve a problem, you would make money. But the point is that how do you find this opportunity? How do you find this problem to solve? We'll get there very soon. Number 2, I'm sure you all know this. You are midwife, so you understand. Sometimes you have to take blood samples to determine if somebody is pregnant or not. I'm sure now some of us are using the different methods, so now we don't use much of this traditional way of taking blood samples to determine if the woman is pregnant or not. This was very painful. It's very invasive. You have to pinch somebody's body before you can get blood. Somebody says that and say, well, this is okay, but can there be a better way of determining if somebody is pregnant or not? Instead of pinching the person's skin to take blood sample, somebody comes up and say, let's use urine. So instead of using the syringe to take blood sample, somebody comes and say, just put your wee-wee on a machine, and the machine will determine whether you are pregnant or not. We are using it in our facilities. We are using it as midwives to help other people, but we know where it came from. If you solve a problem, you make money. What problem are you solving as an entrepreneur if you have decided to be one? How do you find the opportunity at all? How do you determine that? Now, I'll give an example of how many of us know how we got sanitary pad. I think almost all of us on the call are female. So, and I'm sure most of you have seen it, you have used it and all that. How did we come to know sanitary pad? Who can tell me the story? There are different stories, how it came. And I'm sure all of us know before this time how people were using, what they were using actually to take care of them during the menstrual cycle. Please tell me some of that. You can tell me or you can drop in a chat box. How were we taking care of ourselves as far as menstrual cycles are concerned in the past? Let's say like 50 years ago. No, 50 years quite also. Let's say about 30 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago. How were we taking care of ourselves as ladies, as women, or our elderly mothers were using? What were they using? Tell me. Please tell me in the chat box. Please tell me. Rags, toilet roll, using old rags, and all these ones were coming with infections. I'm sure you know, my dear friends. Somebody sat down and said, no. I mean, even apart from the fact that we're using tea rolls and rags and all those ones to take care of ourselves, number one, it was causing infection. Number two, you were not comfortable. The worst thing that can happen to a woman is to have herself soiled because of her menses. Worse, I mean, in some places, it's a taboo for people to know that you have soiled yourself in public. In fact, I even know that my grandfather used to tell me that my grandfather had 3 wives. And then I asked her, Nana, why do you have 3 wives? And she told me all kinds of things. One of the things that she told me was that at the time when one of them, if you want to maybe make love with any of them, you only look for the one who is not in their menses. And the man will not stay in the night if she has only 1 wife and the wife is in their menses and you cannot make love with the person. So now they have to rotate. Number 1, if you're in your menses, you don't cook for him. Number 2, if you're in your menses, you don't sleep in his room. You sleep in your own room. And the person who is free would come for them to do their own stuff. Look at the embarrassing situations. Look at the uncomfortable situations. Look at all the issues that were around the time we're using these kind of materials for our menses. Somebody says that and said, no way, let us find a solution to it. And my dear friends, the person found a solution to it. Maybe time will not allow me to, okay, I have some time to do this, so I'll tell a story. So now the story that I know most about how we got sanitary pad was this. And there are many stories. I mean, there are different stories. So this woman, it's actually a Russian story from Russia. So this woman was a public speaker, like me. I mean, we speak in public, we train, we do corporate training and all that. So one day, there was a very big conference she was going to speak. So as she was going to speak on the stage, apparently she had soiled herself. So quickly, the ladies around just say, Madam, no, you can't go and do this. You have soiled yourself. So she couldn't do that thing. She had to stop the presentation. That was frustrating. I'm sure if we are in this woman's situation, we really empathize with her. Very embarrassing in public. And she cannot even imagine how many people have seen that she has soiled herself. So she quickly dashed home and then complained to her grandmother that the grandma, this is what has happened to me. Cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. And based on that pain and that frustration and that pain that went to her, that family decided to find a solution to what they can do to solve the problem with this kind of soiling of women during their menstrual cycle. So what did they do? They found the normal thing that we're using, either the towel or whatever that we're using. And please give me 1 second, please. Just give me 1 second. I want to do something. All right, thank you very much. All right, so this family, they found the normal gauze, the normal material, whatever rag that we're using, and they put that rubber on a polybag, normal polybag, and they used it during the time of their menses. Now, this time, the lady did not soil herself, but the towel or the tissue could not stay too firm in the polybag. So as she was moving, it was shifting. And she was very uncomfortable, even though she did not soil herself. So now, at least they've gone further a bit to solve the problem, but it wasn't what they were really looking for. And then, what then happened? The grandmother said, can we go and look for a carpenter and get carpenter's glue? You know, carpenters have this white glue that they use for their woods and stuff. So they went for a carpenter's glue, they smeared it on the plastic rubber, and then put the gauze on it, or the tissue, or the toilet roll on it, and they used it. Fortunately, it worked. It worked perfectly because the tissue did not move. It was in place correctly, and it solved the problem big time. They were very happy, very, very happy. So the lady used it throughout the whole 6 days of her menses. Everything was perfectly right. Then, some days after she has ended her menses, she got infection. Where did the infection come from? The infection came from the glue that they used, because the glue, that chemical they use, is not good for the human body. She got seriously infected. She almost died. And this is a true story. If you are using sanitary pads today, you are using Yas, Royal, Tampon, and all those ones when you are happy, please, we have to thank God for the person who developed this for us. So this woman got seriously infected. Seriously infected. So now they have found a solution to the problem. The plastic, the tissue did not move, nothing happened to it. But unfortunately, trouble has come. What do? They now went back to the carpenter, and the carpenter led them to a biochemist shop, and the biochemist was able to develop another chemical, another glue that was better for them now. So they used the different glue with the plastic and the tissue paper the following month. Unfortunately, it got stuck, nothing happened, there was no soiling, the plastic did not move, but now, fortunately, the lady did not get any infection. And from that on up to now, more than 80 years ago now, we have the best of all sanitary pads today. My dear friends, you are enjoying it. You are using it. Today you can jump and run and do all kinds of things, wear white dresses. Nobody even knows you are in that period of your day, of your month. You are doing all that, but you never know where the story came from. This is the power of entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, this Russian family did not do one thing right. When they were able to come up with that idea, they should have patented it. Patency means that they should have registered the business in their name that they have originally brought that idea so that nobody else can produce it. Unfortunately, they didn't know business. So they just threw it out there and people started producing different kinds. And today, as I checked the last time, there are 82 different types of sanitary pads on the market around the world. 82 different types of sanitary pads, including tampon. And I'm sure some of you, when I mention tampon, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So why did I tell this story? I'm telling this story because there are problems out there that you and I must find a way to solve. And we can only start solving that problem by, number one, deciding to become an entrepreneur. Number two, looking for business opportunities or looking for problems and fixing it. If you like the story that I've just told, please type in the chat box story whilst I take a cup of tea. Type in the chat box story. It is not story though. It's a reality. It's a true story. It's true, but I just want to type in the chat box story. Now, how then do we find opportunities? And we're going to go through that very quickly. Now, I want somebody to read for me what you see on the screen. How many minutes do we have left now? Ooh, okay, we have about 20 minutes more to go. We are closing at 9, right? What time are we closing, please?
Yeah, please, 9.
9. Okay, good. So we have some few minutes to go. Do you want us to continue or you are tired?
Let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue.
All right, good. Let's finish up this one very quickly. Now, somebody should read for me what you see on your screen.
What is an opportunity?
Thank you very much.
Opportunity defined. An opportunity is a favorable set of circumstances that creates a need for a new product, service, or business. Problem challenge defines. A problem is a situation or issue that creates a challenge or difficulty that needs to be resolved. It often arises from a gap between the current state and the desired state, leading to complications or obstacles that hinder progress or satisfaction. Identifying and understanding problem is crucial for finding effective solutions, products, or service that can start a business.
All right. So when we say an opportunity, it is just looking for a favorable set of circumstances to just take advantage of. Example, we all know we're using taxi for our normal business. Drop-in was even the best. You can take trotro, you can take drop-in, you can take aboboya, no, not aboboya, you can take pragya and do whatever you want to do. But before this time, people were using taxis and drop-in and trotro. And in fact, anytime that you saw somebody taking drop-in alone, it was assumed that the person was very rich. Because why would all of us be standing by the roadside looking for one car, and then you alone would decide to sit in the car alone and leave us and just there? Because you're a rich person. So those guys were seen as very rich people. It was okay for us. We're loving it. But somebody says that and said, no. We can do this better. There's a way to improve upon this. It's a favorable set of circumstances. Can we make it better than we have it right now? This guy said and say, we'll do something called Uber, or do something called Bolt, or do something called Yango, or do something called InDrive. Where in the situation, in the palm of your hand, you can easily order for a taxi or order for a car. The car drives to your home, to your house, and picks you up. As against you walking to the roadside, through the sun, through the rain, and standing there for a while before you get a car. It meant that we had something there already, but unfortunately, there was a better way of doing it. That is called an opportunity. Finding favorable set of circumstances and creating a need, and that creates a need for a new product or an invention or a service that can be turned into a business. The example we gave about the fufu and the need fufu is an example of an opportunity. We're enjoying our fufu already. We're okay with it, but there's a problem in there. Somebody comes in there to fix it. The other side of it is to find a problem or a challenge. And the problem or challenge is where there is something that is frustrating people, something that is causing pain to people, something that people are talking about is worrying them, and they're looking for a solution. And a typical example that I gave right now is the sanitary pad issue. It was a big issue, big. And in fact, in Ghana, traditionally, menstrual is something that people don't even talk about in public because they feel it's something else. It was a big issue. And I remember my grandfather would tell me that when my grandmother, my granny was, if she's in a menses, she doesn't even come out of her room. She'll be in a room throughout the whole period. And she doesn't even cook for him to eat because they feel that no, it was a big issue, my friends. Somebody sits down and says, no, let's fix this. The person fixed it, and look at what we're having today. Look at some of you maybe have experienced it. Chalk. We're using chalk to teach in the classroom, true or false? Chalk. And by the time you finish teaching, the whole children in the classroom, their whole body is full of chalk. They're all white. The whole classroom is white. And then I remember very well that we used to have this plastic bowl in front of our school where right after class, we all go and wash our hands because everybody was dirty. And because I was very stubborn in class, I was a person that they would ask me to go and fetch water every time. Hey, I'll go and fetch water, and I'll quickly go and run, fetch water, and before I even bring the water, I'll wash my hands first before I bring it to other people to wash their hands. And I'm sure all of us remember this. Today, we are using whiteboard marker. But even the whiteboard marker we are using right now, we are way behind. I think we are more than 20 years behind. Recently, I was in Kenya for a conference last year, later part of last year. And then there was somebody who was presenting to us. He has something like a tablet. And the tablet is fixed on his arm like a wristwatch. And he was using stylus pen. So as he writes on the tablet that is fixed on his left hand like a watch, when you write on it with a stylus pen, it appears on the screen like a TV. I said, whoa, this is how far technology has brought us. So there are problems everywhere. And the moment you are able to identify this problem, you can now move to the stage of providing solutions to that and becoming an entrepreneur. And today, let me tell you, every single thing that we all use today, including our phones, our laptop, Zoom that we are using right now, the pens we are using right now, everything else came as a result of a problem somebody saw and fixed it. Do you know how we started using pens that we have right now? The ball pens that we use right now. They used to use feather. So that the guy would have a bottle of ink beside him and use the bird feathers to write. And the breakthrough came when, I think it was Alexander the Great or something. Alexander the Great was signing a document and we're using the feather and the ink to do it. And for whatever reason, what happened? One of the officers around him hit the ink that was beside him, and the ink poured on the document he was signing, and the whole document was spoiled. The story even was told that guy who made that mistake was beheaded. They cut off his head because he has caused a problem for the king, Alexander the Great. So when the guy's head was beheaded, somebody said that why would we wait for somebody's head to be beheaded before we can find a solution to it? And then the idea about ball pens started coming in. Today you are writing your exams with ball pen. Right now, as we are talking, you are using ball pen to write. Did you know how it came? Somebody found the problem and fixed it. The question I'm asking you as a health professional is that, what problems have you seen in your facility and you want to fix it? Or you have seen the problem and you are complaining. This course would get you not to start complaining anymore. This course will get you to start thinking entrepreneurial, how can I find innovative solutions to these problems? And that's what the purpose of this course is. That's what we are talking about. Now, how do we find these ideas? There are two ways of finding ideas. There's internal sources and there's external sources. So please write those things down. Sources of idea generation or sources of business opportunities. One is internal, two is external. So let's talk about internal right now. Are we following this? If you are following this, please type yes in the chat box. I just want to double sure. Please type yes in the chat box if you are following this. Type yes in the chat box, please. Type yes. Good. All right. So I'm happy we are following this. All right. So what are the internal sources? We have a few minutes to go. Internal sources are going deeper into yourself as a human being and then looking out for your talent or your gifts or your creative potential, something we call creative potential. There is something that God has put in every single one of us on this call right now that He has said to us that is what we should use to live as human beings. There is something called your creative potential. Sarah, please read what is on the screen for me. Internal sources, quickly.
Internal source of identifying an opportunity is discovering your inner gifts and talents, developing them to become very skillful at it, and deploying the polished talent to help solve problems. The internal source of opportunity identification is called your creative potential. Your creative potentials are your gifts, talents, and special skills and the things that you love to do without stressing. When you build a business model around your creative potential and start a business with it, it becomes profitable for you and the society. Innovation and creativity.
Good. So the whole idea about this is that the first source that all of us, including you and I, should look out for is that what is it within me that I can use to build a business? That's what we are saying. And everyone here on the call has a talent, has a gift. There's something God deposited in you that you must look for. You must look for it. All of us here. It could be cooking, it could be dancing, it could be hairdressing, it could be tailoring, it could be as a health professional. And I'm sure you know that even in your own facility, there are some midwives or some nurses, some health professionals that you see that, and they enjoy doing it. If you know anybody like that, please just type yes for me. I want to see how many of you know people like that. You feel like they love what you're doing, including even some of you on the call right now. You love it. And I'm sure you can feel me, right? I love what I'm doing right now. That's me. This is what I love to do. So if you know anybody in your facility that you can identify who loves what they're doing, even if they want the money, all right. But you see, I don't know how to describe this for you to see. They love it. Can somebody describe what I'm trying to describe? Maybe you can do it better for me. Describe what I'm trying to say, that you have found somebody who loves the thing they're doing so well that you can see, you can feel that the people love it. Somebody should give an example, please do. If it's you yourself, please let me know. Lillian, you want to talk?
Yes, my physician assistant
Talk to me about him or her.
loves the job so much that even weekends, still at the workplace doing consulting.
You see?
That's him even at dawn when he's sleeping and cases come for us to manage. You call him, he will be there.
Wow. Wow.
The sense of doing nurses work. I have never seen a physician assistant committed to his job so much that in the community, everybody can rush to him and even seek for health advice, even if he's not at the workplace.
Wow. Wow. Lydia, which hospital do you work with?
It's a health center.
Okay, where is it?
Konkori.
Yes. Charlie, I would love to come and do this free thing for you one day. Oh, I love what you just said. I'm just in love with the hospital, with the facility. You know, so that's what we are saying. So imagine that this health. So now this guy we are talking about now has found himself to be an entrepreneur. He doesn't care about the money. Of course, he needs the money, but the love for what he's doing is too much, even much more than the money he's actually getting. And in fact, if you look at what Lydia has just described, doing consultation outside normal work, you should have been paid some extra money. But the guy, if they paid him, he would take it. But I don't think he's doing it because he wants the extra money. This guy is an entrepreneur. So example, let's say that Linian goes to a conference in Accra one day, and the government of Ghana is looking for somebody to reward or somebody to now promote. Won't Linian mention this guy's name to the president? Yes. That is the power of thinking intrapreneurial or thinking entrepreneurial. So now the idea we have here now is that, assuming that this guy we are talking about today decides to build a business with his skills as a physician assistant, this guy will be very, very successful because people will see that he's doing the right thing and they will love to go to him for services. The point is that, have you found your creative potential? If you find your creative potential, indeed, you'll make it. Now, let me quickly tell you about how do you identify this creative potential? How do you identify that business that God has deposited in you? How do you find that one? Quickly, let's look at them. All of them are here. I'll run them through very quickly. Number one. Okay, Sarah, please go ahead and read the rest for me. Sarah, please read on your right, how to discover your creative potential.
Number one, what are your gifts and talents? 2, what are you good at that you do not struggle to do? 3, what do you love to do during your spare time? 4, what frustrates you that you desire to find a solution to? 5, what do you do that you have not have formal education for? 6, what is that you do so well that people praise you for doing it? 7, what is it that you do? What is it that you will do even if you are not paid to do?
Very good. So these are the things that can help you to now determine your creative potential. What is that? What gift do you have? Some of you will have it very easily. You know it. I'm sure you know it. There's something that you love to do. Me, I love to learn. Me, I love to talk. Me, I love to help people with what I know. And nothing can take it away from me. That is my creative potential. And as a result of that, I've turned that into a business, into a consultancy business, into a training consulting business. What is it? What are you good at? What do you love doing so well that time does not matter? In fact, sometimes when you love to do that thing so well, time is not an issue for you. Oh, wow. Quickly, it's time. Because you're enjoying the flow. You love doing it. And in fact, I will tell you today that if you are struggling doing your job now as a midwife, you hate to go to the office, you hate to see the patient, you're always upset with the patient, you're always talking and complaining about this work, please, this is not your space. From today, begin to transition into your comfort zone. I'm not saying go and stop with your work right now. It is danger. Don't do that. But eventually, in the next 36 months, which is the next 3 years, find a way to exit this job if you are not there, because otherwise, you are going to kill people. You are going to cause pain to people. You are going to insult people. And if you're not very careful, somebody will curse you because you are not enjoying doing what you're doing. In the next 36 months, please find a way to transition and exit and do the thing that you want to do. I had to leave Vodafone because Vodafone wasn't a place for me. I left it years ago. I left Vodafone. I wasn't fitting there. Even though when I was still working with Vodafone, I was still doing part-time teaching. I was doing teaching everywhere, doing training everywhere. That's why I came back to the university to come and teach. It took me a serious decision to make, but I'm happy I did. What frustrates you? What do you love to do? What are the things that are causing you pain that you want to find solution to? Number 4. Number 5, what do you do that you don't have any formal education for? You have not gone to school to learn how to do it, but you do it so well. You do it with joy, you do it with passion, and it's even become bigger when you even go to school to learn even better. I didn't go to training college. I've never stepped into a training college. But I decided once I went into the space of teaching and training and coaching, I decided to take courses, paid money to go for courses to be able to know how to do it and do it well. And I think I'm doing quite well, right? Rate me over 10. Put in the chat box and let me know. Rate me over 10. Where will you place me? Between 1 and 10. How much will you give me? I want to see that in the chat box once I continue to teach. Rate me. Let me know if I'm there or not. Okay? So I'm saying 10 over 10, 9 over 10. I want to see more. Hey, 20 over 10. And if I'm also. Interesting. Thank you all very much. Thank you for confirming that for me. So now there's something you have done that you didn't go to school to do, but you are doing it so well, so well. What is that thing that you want to do? What is it that you do that people praise you for. People thank you. Oh, wow, you did so well. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. They are praising you. It means that could be your creative potential. And finally, number 7, what is it that you do that if you're not paid for, you do? Look, for example, I go to hospitals every year to go and train for, I don't know how many people that I've done so far. I go and do it for free. I don't care. All that I need is give me a place to sleep and give me food to eat. That's it. If you give me extra money, I'll take. If you don't give me money, I don't mind. I will still come and do it. I don't need you to pay me for me to come and help your facility do what I want to do. Of course, there are times people have to pay me money to do it. And there are many, many, many of those ones. My dear friends, discover your creative potential. And once you find that creative potential, you build a business around that. Example, look at this guy. Lewin has never been to school. No, he's been to school, but didn't go to school as much as we have done. Lewin is rich because Lewin is in his comfort zone. Lewin has found his creative potential. Lewin will just act and then you laugh. And I'm sure some of you are laughing right now because I put his picture on the screen. Why? Because this young man has found his creative potential. He has built a business around that, and by virtue of doing it well, this guy has become filthy fucking rich. Lewin has a school, but he's never been to school. Lewin has a hotel. Lewin has money. If, for example, tomorrow morning I decide to walk on the street with Lewin, at the Doom, for example, or in Accra, who will get the funds? Lewin, but I have a PhD. Why don't I get the funds? Because Lewin has found his better, and he has got people to know it better than I have done mine. The point is that, have you found your creative potential? You must find it. All right. So we have spoken about the other side, which is the external sources. But quickly, that's what you see on the screen. And these are things that you see outside of you, that are outside of you as a person. And that include you buying a business to start, franchising, traveling and excursion, reading and exposure to knowledge, and networking. These are external sources. These are things outside of you as a person. When you find problems outside of you and you transform that into a business, or you find a solution to those ones, you can also create a business out of that. So these are the 2 sources of finding business ideas. And these 5 areas we see: buying a business, franchising, traveling, and reading. We are going to go deeper in some of those ones as we go on through the semester. So what we have done so far this morning is that, number 1, entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship are pathways to prosperity. And if you want to become any of those ones, you must decide to be one. And to be able to decide to be one of those ones, you must, number 1, look out for the characteristics of intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs. Number 2, you must look out for the benefits of becoming an entrepreneur. And number 3, you must decide to look out for the disadvantages. And if you're able to now assess all these critical areas and you think you are very comfortable with it, you can now go into the next stage of now looking for opportunities or looking for ideas. And the ideas are going to come from internal sources and external sources. Okay? That's all that for today. And if there are any questions, I would like to take them now, and then I'll be very glad to answer them for you. All right? So please, let's go ahead. Any ideas now? Okay, I'm seeing Ruth says a barbering shop. So Ruth, you like barbering hair for men? Technically, that's what you mean? Maybe that's what I'm trying to talk about. All right. So I see Gifty, your hand is up. Please go ahead. And if you have really found value in our discussion this morning, please, I want to just type in the chat box value. Just type it there for me. Value, value, value. And I'm praying that you go back and start thinking seriously. All right, Gifty, go ahead, please.
Sir, thank you very much. This lecture has been so inspiring and so enjoyable. I just want to use myself as an example about the last part you spoke, and the girl gave the physician assistant. I make sure I do locum somewhere, then I work at the hospital. But before every morning, I pass by the hospital. I say, oh, I want to see my other staff. How is the night? Do they sleep well? Do they get difficult? Just to ask them. Then others will tell me, hey, like just to break my morale. But I keep telling them that I'm not coming because of you. I'm coming because of the nice staff. Then my clients to check on them. They've been saying it. At a point in time, I said I would give up. I won't be doing that. But since I've heard this words, I think I will continue. It's a good thing, even though things will come. Like people will say things to you that you don't feel happy. But because of this words, I think I will continue. And it has inspired me to continue it. That's just what I have to share with you. That the lecture has really helped me this morning.
Thank you, Gifty. Thank you, Gifty. That's what we have to do. Intrapreneurship is difficult. I mean, this is a typical intrapreneurship behavior. But look at what people are saying. Don't give up, please. All of us don't give up. People will say stuff, don't give up. One day somebody will find you and give you a gift. One day somebody will find you and give you an opportunity. One day somebody will find the good jobs you are doing and bless you. I've seen a lot of this in my personal life. Just last, I came back from Accra with Passion Air, I think on Friday, last flight on Friday. I didn't know I was on the same flight with one of our alumni. He's called Joshua Chumberima. I didn't know he was on a flight. So as soon as we got at the airport, Kumasi, I was looking for my bag. And they go, hey, sir. Then we started talking and all that. And then he asked me if I came with my car. I said, no, I parked my car in the office. So I have to take boats and go. So say I'll drop you. The guy picked me from the airport, actually virtually carried my bag to his car, drove me to my office, and that wasn't the end. When he left my car, before I got out of the car, said, Mr. J, scared if I top petrol came. When I came to see my car and I checked it, it was 1,000 Ghana cedis. Look at this. Look at this. So now it's difficult for you to withstand some of the challenges, but please trust me, the reward will come. Move confidently in the direction of your dream, and unseen forces will come to your aid. Please don't forget that statement. Write it somewhere and refer me to it one day that I told you. Move confidently that you are still doing the right thing in the facility, and unseen forces will come to your aid. That is the power of entrepreneurship. That is the power of entrepreneurship. I wish you all well. I wish you all to think entrepreneurial. I wish you all to think intrapreneurial. Let us make our health system a better health system for all of us, including you and me. Okay? All right, Cynthia. Cynthia Ba, is your brother Dr. Ba at the Town District Hospital? Your name looks very close. Cynthia, please
No,
go ahead.
sir. No,
Okay.
sir. I don't even know them.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So the first time that we met, I think I made mention of my problem, but I don't know if I should join the Thursdays on. I have a business ongoing, but I don't know, anytime I put money in it, I go back to spend when people buy and they pay me, then I go back to spend the money. Then the business collapse. My husband will give me money to support it again. It will collapse again. So I don't know. So now he's even finding it difficult to invest in it for me again, since I was not able to take care of what he's been giving me. But I still want to continue do that business, because it really helps when you need some small money to do some rounds. So I
Very
don't
good.
know how
Very
I'm
good.
going to.
Cynthia.
Yes,
Cynthia,
sir.
this goes deeper. This is something I have to probably do one-on-one with you. Or in addition, also join the Thursday program. We share a lot of ideas there as well. But this is an idea that we have to now look deeper into it to find exactly what the problem is and see how we can help. Okay. So
Okay.
let's connect later in the course of the week and see how we can help you to be able to do this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you. All right. My number is 050. My number is 050 601 6060.
0160.
050
Okay.
Yes, please.
Hello, sir.
I'm
Please,
taking attendance. So hold on 1 second, please.
sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, please, it's not only Cynthia who needs that help. Some of us also need it. So the one-on-one is going to be plenty. So how are we all going to achieve this?
No
Or
worry.
how are we
So
going
I
to get
do
those?
a lot of online courses as well. So you join. We are going to do one of them very soon. And I'll also share a link on the page for you to see. There's a book that I have online, an ebook that you can also download to also guide you along that journey. I'm also coming up with an online course to also teach how to start and manage business, like we're all saying. So you don't worry, just let's connect. Be joining the Thursday ones, and we share a lot of ideas and see how we can help you as well. Okay.
Sir,
So my
please,
number
the
is
number. Sir, please, the number again.
yes, 050 601
Andy has read.
6060. I'll put in the chat. Okay, somebody has put in the chat box. Thank you very much, Zachary. Thank
Sir,
you.
please, for Thursday lectures.
Yes, I've put it on your page. Your group is Group B, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'll put a page there, so you can all click on it and join the WhatsApp page, and then we'll take you straight to the link as well. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I want to say thank you to all of you for making time to join us this morning. Sundays are very difficult for me to do this, especially if I have to go to church, and of course, I won't be able to make it now. So I want to say thank you all also for sacrificing your time to come to class, and I'm sure and I pray that whatever we are all learning will be very fruitful for all of us, especially number one, get good grades in this course, and number two, Start thinking intrapreneurial and entrepreneurial. Let's go back and solve the problems in our health sector and build a business around that. And I'm sure God will bless us on that journey. On that note, I want to say thank you all very much. Let's meet Thursday evening, 7 p.m. to continue our conversation of how to build our businesses to last. Have a good morning and bye-bye.
7 p.m. Thursday. Nice. Yeah. That's fine. I'm a set up room on the life team.
Agnes Kwache, you're muted, though. You and your husband.